You're listening to SayconTalks with Saycon Sengbloh. Hello and welcome to another episode of SayconTalks. I got my water boiling. Y'all, I'm about to have a nice cup of tea and get ready for an audition. I don't know what my accent is doing right now. For many of you who have been listening, I am currently in a show called The Secret Life of Bees. So with this show, I'm constantly doing this accent. I'm working on it. Any of my South Carolina listeners, please send me a voicemail or a message if you are in New York and if you had a chance to see the show. Let me know how you think my accent is going. But because of that, sometimes I get a little mumble mouthed. But I'm making my tea right now, and it's about to be good. I think the water is about to boil. So let me get that going. 1 second. So I got my tea going. I'm doing this tension tamer tea. It is delicious. It's by Celestial Seasonings. And it's really nice. I drink it here and there. I always forget it's in the cabinet because I get caught up with my fancy teas from fancy places. But honey, ain't nothing wrong with a little good old Celestial Seasonings. So that's what I'm drinking right now. The ingredients are Eleuthero, peppermint, cinnamon, ginger, chamomile, lemongrass, licorice, catnip, tilia flowers, natural lemon flavor with other natural flavors, hops, vitamin B6 and B12. This is some good old grocery store tea. Get you some tea, y'all. Drink some tea. Get your life right. Get your life right. Get your little tea to calm you, to calm your tensions of the day. You're listening to SayconTalks. So here I am with a fresh new look on life. I've had some mind-opening experiences in the last 2 weeks that have just given me a fresh look on life. And so what I want to talk to you all about today is don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You ever heard that phrase before? I'm curious about the origins of this phrase. I'm one of those people. I love language, and I love, sort of understanding the history, the etymology of things, words that people say, meanings behind things. I'm always curious. So I just looked this word up. This phrase, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I just looked it up on Wikipedia. And it says, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater is an idiomatic expression for an avoidable error in which something good is eliminated when trying to get rid of something bad. Or in other words, rejecting the favorable along with the unfavorable. A slightly different explanation suggests this flexible catchphrase has to do with discarding the essential while retaining the superfluous because of excessive zeal. And if we use just the literal example of the baby, is like, you might have, so there you have a baby. It's a baby, right? The baby poops, the baby spits up, the baby cries. But just because the baby poops and spits and cries doesn't mean you throw the baby out with that bathwater full of poops and spits and cries. You want to retain the baby. That's the valuable thing. So I'm talking about this because in these days and times that we're living in, everybody is so extreme. It seems like when people don't like somebody nowadays, if you don't like somebody or you don't like something somebody said, it's all about canceling, or the whole cancel culture thing. I don't know if I'm jumping too hard to go all the way into cancel culture, because I guess, in certain instances, certain people do need to be canceled, so to speak. But I am one to believe in redemption, believe in the redemptive qualities of a thing, a person, a product, not everything, because certain things need to be new and fresh and be regarded and cared for properly. But there are some instances where people are really quick to cancel people or throw them out of their lives because their opinion differs from them. Like, do you know how to function in a world with people who have different opinions than you? We all do every day on a daily basis. I mean, you might be buying groceries you might be, I don't know, let's just say you're 6'2", and you might be buying your groceries from a person who hates tall people. I know that's a silly example. It is a silly example. But I'm just saying that you are interacting with people who have different opinions from you all the time in life. I am of the mind or of the opinion that we should take our time, tread carefully and slowly. A person might come into your life and you want them to function in a certain way. You want them to provide a certain thing. You want them to provide a certain thing for you. Or function with a certain energy. You want them to bring a certain thing to your life, right? Say you meet a person and you're like, oh my God, this is the perfect person to, star in the new show that I wrote. Oh, this is the perfect actor. I want them to star in my new show. And then you meet them and they have all this talent. And then suddenly they're teaching you something that had nothing to do with a show. You're learning something from them. And now you're like, damn it. I mean, I do like what I'm getting from this person, but I wanted them to serve this purpose. So never mind. I'm going to get rid of them. And so you cut this person off from your life when they didn't serve a purpose that you thought they would serve. I'm here to say, for myself and for all my listeners out there, to just, hey, take time, friends. Take time. You must not rush things. Don't be rushing things. You don't rush too many things, right? Take time. Don't rush to kick people out of your life because they don't serve the purpose that you think they're supposed to serve. You never know when and how things roll back around. How things will flow. I am learning bit by bit that things flow a certain way, and I will learn and have an understanding all in due time. This is a key lesson for me because in the last few years, I decided to embrace my own version, and I do strongly say my own version of minimalism, or maybe essentialism. Again, I'm saying this is my own version because there are some really hardcore minimalists out there. And for me, I'm not a hardcore minimalist. I'm learning lessons how in the city, living life in small apartments with small spaces, traveling on trains with small people, sharing dressing rooms, not small people, but traveling on trains with having small spaces to occupy, in dressing rooms. Like at my show, we're all in the same dressing room, so you don't have a lot of space. So it makes you want to have less things. It makes you want to toss things out really quickly. You know what I mean? It makes you more likely to go just get rid of something, put it in the trash. And I learned lessons watching how other people do. And for me, having too many things to decide on, too much makeup, too many outfits, all of that, getting rid of things, clearing space so that I can see where things are, has absolutely helped me in my life and helped me to simplify. So for me, I'm calling it minimalism. Anybody who ever walked in my house certainly would not call me a minimalist though. But compared to the things that I had before, is absolutely something that I've embraced. But what I'm learning also, it's a fine line with this, and everybody has different issues with it, with how many things we keep or don't keep. But I'm now reactivating the side of myself that has to remember not to be so quick to remove things or people from my life. In my past, people have taken up a lot of energy and a lot of space. And honey, I've been quick to get rid of people, to cut people off. You're listening to SayconTalks. We'll be right back. We'll be back in a moment.
Search SayconTalks on YouTube for performances and video.
Now, you are listening to SayconTalks. I just want to say very carefully that I am a lot more likely to preach getting rid of things or people or energy that drains you or affects you negatively, because we all have been guilty of holding on to things and people for way too long at times. You know, I know that I have myself. But I want to say that that's something that we have to all be weary of, you know, trying to force things to be things that we don't want them to be. But I have come into a new understanding recently that really helps me to have a little more respect for how people definitely, or things, or places, or jobs, or whatever, come into your life to teach you lessons. I'm learning lessons right now. I've been learning some really painful lessons. And I'm coming on the other side and seeing the light and seeing how important these lessons are and seeing how, hey, I don't have to toss the baby out with the bathwater. There's been a lot of good that has come with the things, the people, the places, the interactions, the things that I have experienced in the last, this quarter in particular, has all come with a wonderful lesson on the other side. And so here I am on the other side, enjoying my tea. Let me have a little sip. That's delicious. Here I am on the other side, really taking a breath and seeing how life is flowing really beautifully. Despite any of the fears that I may have or whatever. So I just want to remind you, my SayconTalks listeners, remind you to have no fear. And oh God, that's easier said than done. I almost want to pull the words back out of my mouth, you know, put them back in my mouth. The fact that I just said have no fear, because I know that people are having a lot of fear. There is a beep happening outside right now. Somebody is beeping like crazy, and I hope that you guys can't hear it. Let me play this back and see. Okay, I'm gonna leave that in. I'm I have to edit the segment, but I'm gonna leave that in. I don't hear it too loudly, so maybe you guys don't hear it. Oh, it just stopped. Anyway, a part of me wants to take those words back. The fact that I had the audacity to say have no fear, because honey, I'm sure you and I both wake up with lots of fear every single day. We wake up with fear. We go to sleep with fear. A lot of us have issues sleeping. I know for me, I have a lot of issues with eating. The more stressed I am, the less I eat. My metabolism, is affected. My energy levels are affected. And so I have to remind myself to eat. A lot of people I know, they're stress eaters. They eat. The more stressed they are, the more busy they are. They eat. With me, I get anxious. I get super tight, and then I can't eat. If I'm eating, it means I am super relaxed and chilling. So I know it's a lot easier said than done to say have no fear. But I just want to say that things that you think are super horrible in your life, people that are bringing crazy energies, let me just tell you right now, you may be able to remix that thing and reuse it and use it to your advantage. Can I give y'all this word today? Use things to your advantage. Allow people to benefit you. Allow lessons to benefit you. I mean, it is crazy traffic going on out here. These beeps are crazy. Allow people to motivate you, even your negative interactions. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Let yourself be motivated and energized by even the bad things that happen to you in your life. Let those things fuel you. You know what I'm saying? I recently had an audition, just having another little sip. I'm drinking from my pink First Lady cup. I got this cup a couple of years ago, I think. Anyway, I've been auditioning here and there, because when you're on a show, this is the thing about being an actor. When you are doing a show, you will be spending every waking moment learning lines, learning new songs, changing lyrics, learning new movements, new locations, new entrances, new exits, new wig designs, new costume changes, new undergarment placements, whatever. You're doing all this changing at work every day, but your job only lasts for a few months. So you have to constantly be auditioning and looking for your next work. This is if you are an actor or an artist, singer, or performer. So I'm not going to front. Auditioning has been difficult for me during this time because my energy has been so focused on The Secret Life of Bees. It's a beautiful show, but as of this moment, I do not know the future of this show. And regardless, a sister got to eat, right? A sister got to eat, a sister got to live. So I have been auditioning, and I recently had a couple of auditions where, I felt like, why is this happening right now like this? I'm so stressed. I don't have time to eat. I don't have time to memorize my lines. And, there are a lot of people who really respect my work. They respect my name, and they have a lot of, appreciation for my talent. And so they expect me to come in there killing it. And so when I know that I haven't had the proper time or rest to prepare, but yet I still got to eat, I hate going in for auditions when I'm not like as prepared as I want to be. And so that's been, that's been one of my trials this week. I guess trial by fire that, I have a talk with my manager and they're like, go in, just go in. And I'm like, I don't even know. Do I want to do this project? Do I want to live in this location? Do I want to, because this is the thing as an actor, whenever auditions come around, it's not just talking about doing a job. The jobs aren't necessarily always near your home, So when I think of the stress and the feeling of auditioning for something and possibly not presenting my best self, the idea of that really stresses me. I'm going to take a pause. Okay, yeah, that alarm was off the chain. But the idea of not presenting my best self, my best work, really stresses me. But I learned during pilot season, which is the time when they're auditioning for all the brand new shows. Every favorite show you ever had started off as a pilot. I learned during pilot season that you will not always have the proper time, location, whatever, to prepare. So you literally just have to show up, be your best self, the best self that you are that day, and God will do the rest. So I'm reminded very heavily this week that God is on my side, that my interactions with people, though they may be fraught with worry because people have so many expectations in their conversations, based off of, having seen me in a show or whatever. I have the most interesting conversations, high pressure conversations. It's amazing. When you're an actor and everybody knows what you do, nobody ever just says, hey, how you doing? They want to know what you're doing, what show you're in, where you going next. People are like mad nosy, but I get it because you entertain, so they want to be entertained. But I just learned this week that just because I may have had an interaction with someone that didn't serve me, it doesn't mean that I have to not have that person in my life. Just because I may have sung a song or did an audition or something that wasn't the best, it doesn't mean I need to toss out that experience. I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I can learn a lot from my experiences. I can learn a lot from my interactions. And I can still continue to thrive and sip my tea and having a bad audition or a weird conversation or a weird interaction or even, God forbid, y'all, a bad day at a restaurant. You go to a restaurant and you get a food that you get a food item that you usually love, and for some reason that day is not good. Y'all, that don't mean you have to stop going to that restaurant forever. That just was that time. Everything is not perfect every single time. I remember when the whole thing happened, it was a big controversy with a hair care product that in all these years have been focused on Black women's hair, kinky, curly textures of hair. And in this particular hair product, As this product has grown and gotten national attention and now has these huge deals and this product is stretching worldwide, they did an advertisement on the internet that featured a woman whose hair was not of the kinky curly texture of the fan base, consumer base that had built this product line. And boy, people went ape crazy. People were mad. People were like, I can't believe they denied us. We are the true people who built this brand. We're the people who bought this product. How dare they feature someone whose hair texture is not like ours in this ad? And honey, they were ready to cancel this entire hairline. I mean, I've seen so many videos. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Videos on YouTube, videos everywhere about canceling this entire hairline because they felt like they disrespected them by not featuring a person of their hair texture in this particular ad. Now, at the same time, we want our products in all the major stores. We want to be able to get our products with convenience. Black women in Alaska and black women living in Wyoming want to be able to get these products with convenience. But yet, those of us who live in these major cities like New York and Atlanta, feel like everything should just be tailored for us. But I learned a lesson with that. I'm not going to cancel that product line. I still enjoy those products. They have to advertise to other people in order to continue to grow and to be able to compete and be on the same shelves as some of the other major product lines that have been out for a century. This is a part of competition. They had to do that. So we can't just cancel a black-owned business, a black-started business. I'll say we can't just cancel them because they took a stretch and advertised to some other people. I'm sure they learned their lesson. They know where their bread is buttered, but they got to get their bread buttered in some other places in order for them to grow. Now, there are a lot of people who will disagree with me here, but this is a supreme, extreme example of wanting to toss the baby out with the bathwater. I mean, people were seriously boycotting. Now, the good thing I will say that came out of that particular lesson is that people were able to learn about other hair care lines that continue to cater to their hair textures and hairstyles. Because regardless of the kumbaya mentality, everybody wants to say that everybody's hair is the same, everybody's skin is the same. It is not true, and certain products will have your hair dry and crispy, while other products will have your hair moist and supple. You can't use everything. And people who have a sort of everyday straight hair will blindly say, oh, it doesn't matter. What are you talking about? And also people who have kinky hair who've never actually tried products geared for their hair will also say it doesn't matter. But the hairnistas of the world know that we need special products and that we enjoy products that cater to what we need. Let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater, however, right? Let's learn about new products and use new products, learn about new up-and-coming entrepreneurs, and not throw the baby out with the bathwater. We can still respect this other major line and help them to continue to grow and flourish. They're doing major things. They are helping with people all over the world, specifically women in Africa. And I'll take this moment, if you want to activate your messages, to ask me a question and let me know. Do you know what hair care line I'm talking about? Which hair care line faced this controversy? If you know, I will shout you out in the very next episode of SayconTalks. Thanks again for listening.
Like Saycon Sengbloh on Facebook. You're listening to SayconTalks with Saycon Sengbloh. Honeywax.